Hello, fellow gamers. So because I have too much time on my hands, I decided I was going to start hopefully a series of getting each class in hardcore to level 50, not following any build guides and doing it completely solo. I might end up doing a 50 to 100 series later if that's even going to be possible. But yeah, so starting off the series, I decided to play Druid. I know, literally, why would I do that to myself? Because I like a fucking challenge, okay? Because I like to suffer. So, starting off with this skill tree. Starting off with basic skills, I went Maul. I think I mostly went this because you're a werebear. You know, I saw werebear and I was like, well, am I not going to choose that? So I went werebear. I of course went enhanced Maul, and then I also went fierce Maul. This one just increases the range and radius, just helps your early clear. The other one might help with survivability, might be good for some builds, but I just didn't see the point of it. I only put 1 point in Maul. It does not do much damage, even if you max it out. Don't recommend it. Early game, I would maybe put points in it just to get through it, but after that, Pulverize is going to be your main DPS. Now going into core skills, Pulverize is what I went, probably because it was also a werebear ability. You know, we've all seen the lightning skills, we've seen the landslides and the earth spells, and, you know, we've also seen werewolves. So I went Pulverize. I also went Enhanced Pulverize, of course, and then Primal Pulverize. I did not have the legendary that helps with this spell until about like level 49, but if you get it earlier on, I do highly recommend it. It's this one. It's Pulverize, creates a shockwave that travels forward, dealing 76% of its damage to nearby targets in its path. Very good for clear. Wish I got that drop earlier, but it's not necessary, at least to level 50. As for Landslide, this is an item contribution, so don't worry about that one. Moving on to defensive skills, I did put a lot of points in passive here, because this is, you know, I saw these two and I was like, this is going to help my survivability immensely in hardcore. I, however, did not put points into these early on. I think I did these pretty late into the game, especially this one. I think I might have put 1 point of this early. It's not necessary unless you need help moving down into this category. This is your companion tree. We'll get to that in 1 second. For the passives, these increase your non-physical resistances. You could put another point in this. It would be good if you're finding that poison or bleed or anything like that is doing too much damage to you. And then vigilance, you gain 50% damage reduction when you use a defensive skill. Very self-explanatory, very good. Debilitating Roar is what I picked for my defensive skill because it also fit into the werebear tree. It also just helped my survivability for hardcore. I noticed that it would reduce nearby enemies' damage, and then also in the passives it would fortify me and would also heal me. So I was like, this is Flame Shield for Sork, but for Druid. Very good spell. Don't put any points besides just 1 in there. Wouldn't recommend. And then this is also just item contribution. So now for companion skills, this is the tree that I mainly focused my skill points in. First off, I went wolves because I was at this point, I think, a little bit more worried about survivability, and I noticed that one of the passives, their attacks will give me fortify. So again, I see fortify, I click it. I don't know if I would put max points in this again. That is personal preference. As for poison creeper, I do highly recommend maxing this and getting as many item contributions that you can for this. This spell was a lifesaver. It shreds and melts everything. As for its passives, I of course went Enhanced Poison Creeper, and then I went Ferocious Poison Creeper. It just increases the poison duration. More TPS. I put full points into Call of the Wild, just increases all their damage. I am assuming there is no tooltip for this, but I am assuming it does increase the passive damage. If I'm mistaken, if somebody knows, please let me know. That'd be awesome. I put points, max points into Ravens. Again, this was a spell that I'm not necessarily sure if I noticed its damage increased that much per point, but you know, again, personal preference. That's the way I like to play. So if things don't resonate with you, change it up. Go for it. Now moving on to Wrath skills. In this tree, I didn't see anything that was gonna fit me really. Trample was not a good werebear spell. I did play around with it, did not like it. So in this tree, all I did go was Mending, which is while you're in werebear form, you just receive more healing from all sources. This just helps survivability. You know, you don't want to die in hardcore, and you know, if you're worried about it, very good. If you're more ballsy of a player and you're not as worried, go for it, but don't blame me if you die. This one is actually a recent point that I put in. I do think it is going to help my damage because I am in werebear form just so often. Once I'm in werebear form for 30 seconds, my next spell will overpower. And then overpowering will also deal bonus damage based on like my fortified life. I think it'll increase. I have not used it yet, so I can't say. I'm not gonna speak too soon. As for ultimate skills, I did not pick any. Again, they didn't feel like they were gonna fit in my build. I did try Grizzly Rage. All of these ones at this point in the game, I did not see any of these fitting me, so I did not opt for any of them. I did, however, opt for this passive tree that does come in ultimate skills. It is just gonna help you live. It is, if you're looking for brick wall, it's right here. So I went defensive posture, increases the amount of fortify you gain from all sources by 15%. You'll notice your fortify just shoot up to max. And then your HP gauge gets a little cool effect. It's pretty cool. You're never not gonna. You basically just don't take damage. Nature's Resolve, 50% chance when struck to fortify. We love fortifying. We're building that fort. Thick Hide, whenever you're stunned, immobilized, or knocked down, you gain more fortify. This one is just like, personally, like, you never know if you're gonna get stunned, and then you would have lived if you got 72 HP, you know? So I only put 1 point into that, but I do think it's worth it. And so is this one. This one will reduce your CC basically, but from enemies by 3%. And then because we're basically always above 50% in Fortify, which is, yeah, we're basically above 50% Fortify all the time. So it's 6%, you know, so it's basically like we have 2 points. And then moving on to your key passives, of course, you want to put a point into this, whatever build you end up going. I do think all of these are well worth it, depending on the build you are going. You know, this one's not going to be good if you are going, you know, a storm build, but I went this one. It has gained 20% additional maximum life while in werebear form, and for 3 seconds after leaving werebear form. Personally, I don't leave werebear form very often, but you know, so I'm always at 20% additional maximum life. Very good. And then while I'm healthy, I'm dealing 30% increased damage, and because my fortify is what? Max, I am always doing 30% more damage. So that is the skill tree. If you're looking for damage, this is not the guide, probably, but you will live. You will survive. So once you hit around 15 or 20, you will get a quest to unlock spirit boons. Spirit boons are these spirits around this area, and there is 4 of them. Each of them, you can unlock one of their boons per path. And then, you know, you just unlock all of them and you get all these passives. You can also pick a spirit bonding with one of the 4 animals, creatures, which will allow you to activate 2 passives from their tree. This one from the deer, and that is the one that I bonded with. It's just a click of a button, so you don't have to worry about the word bonding. You don't have to do anything to get that. It's very easy. In this tree, I took wariness because you take 10% reduced damage from elites. I thought that one was going to be really handy for the early game and surviving. An advantageous beast. Sorry. The duration of control impairing effects by 15%. I just didn't like being CC'd. Very good. I think you could change it for thorns if you are more ballsy, but I want survivability. In the eagle path, I went 10% maximum life. There is scythe talons, swooping attacks. Swooping attacks I did go, and that was also a contender for me early on in the game for my bonded boon, but I didn't notice it was worth it as much in the mid game or in the mid 30s. For the wolf, I went bolster. Fortify for 10% of your maximum life when you use a defensive skill. We love fortify. We see fortify, we click it. Calamity, this one I went a little bit when I was running one of the ultimates. It doesn't fit for me. And I don't think I tried the other ones. The snake, you unlock all four boons in one go. You have to donate though to the snake all 100 boons to get all of the boons. Or all 100 blessings to get all the boons. Sorry. For this tree, I went critical strikes while shape-shifting skills. They will heal you for 3% of your maximum life. So if I'm like 20% HP and I crit with any of my spells that put me into a werebear form, I will heal. So, again, I just really wanted to survive. So yeah, those are the two things that would, really I was focused on while building. None of my gear is really focused. Like this doesn't even help me at all. Blood Howl, how I don't have that on my build. I never did. What I was looking for was mostly just attack speed and things that gave me points into my abilities if they dropped. Healing, all stats, damage reduction were things I was looking for. But in terms of the passive, I didn't want to focus too much on that just because I wanted to, see if I can do my own thing and build what I want. I didn't want to worry about items too much. So just, play how you think you would want to play. And, if you want to use my guide as reference, go for it. It was fun, There's gameplay in the background. You can see me completing the tier 3 dungeon, or getting tier 3. So it works, Not the best in terms of damage, but it was easy, I think in the next episode, I'm going to do Barbarian. I'm thinking about doing a full, Thorn Barbarian and maybe a damage over time bleed, like a hybrid. I have not looked up any builds for any of my characters. I think it's more fun to do it yourself a little bit. I think you can, and if looking up builds helps you, I say go for it. But for me, I find it more fun. So if my builds are anywhere near anybody else's build, I promise you it is just coincidence. I do not look up any builds. I want to do this all me, and it's all solo. And all of the dungeons in the back, you can see in the party, I was solo. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys join me for the rest of the series. I'm excited. I love this game so much, and if I can do something I love and post it, and if people enjoy it too, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, give me some suggestions, and whatever else you guys have in mind. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye.